Hi everybody, it's Carrie. I'm back wanting to share more information about my cancer healing journey. As we all know, cancer is everywhere. Feels like there's not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't reach out to me with wanting information because a friend or a loved one has just got a cancer diagnosis. So I'm very committed to making these videos and sharing my story in the hopes that this is going to help somebody to get on the right path that will help them be living their best life like I am today. So today I've been going through the 9 key factors from the Radical Remission book by Kelly Turner that is basically what I've been following on my healing journey. So I have talked about quite a few of them so far, and today I want to discuss releasing our suppressed emotions. This has been probably one of the most important things that I've done for myself on my cancer healing journey. So when you think about why did you get the disease? That's for me number one. Why did this come to me? What are the lessons that I need to know? For me, it was clear, just clear as day when I got the diagnosis that I had metastatic breast cancer and that the tumors were all in my liver. I had one breast tumor that was 2 centimeters, and then all the rest of them were contained in my liver. Super rare. Less than 5% of people get metastatic breast cancer as a first cancer, and even less get that all in the liver. It's very odd. For me, I was like, yeah, this makes complete sense. In Chinese medicine, your liver is your anger organ. And when I think about my life, I think about how I was not living my best life. I was living the best life for the people around me. So when I started my healing journey, the first thing I did was leave my marriage, which had been crumbling, and we had been in therapy for the past 3.5 years, but really I knew I should not have gotten married, and I did it and I stayed in it for many reasons. Most were I didn't know how to get out. So when for me, my needs were not getting met, and therefore I was bottling up a lot of anger and resentment, and that showed up in my liver. So when I read this in the Radical Remission book about releasing suppressed emotions, it just completely made sense to me. I started off by leaving my marriage. That was not easy. We had to live together for 3 years. He just moved out last December. And it was really hard. And we did it. We made it work. And it's one of the best things I've ever done. I think we're both happier. I know for sure I am. And my body responded instantly just with the lightness. I also, had a lot of relationships that were not serving me. And I really started standing up for myself in my friendships, in my family relations, started talking about things with my family. It was not easy. It's not easy to talk about emotions and our needs and our wants and our desires and how we've been hurt and triggers. And what I know now, it is so important. And it, as hard as it is in those moments, it is so rewarding once you get through. So for me, things like breath work. Breath work was one of the first modalities that I looked into and had instant understanding of where my pain and where my sadness was coming from that I really had not connected to. I had really just suppressed it. And when they say release suppressed emotions, it is really important to release them. And first we have to bring them to the surface. Doesn't feel good. I have had 3 therapists over the past 3.5 years. Each one came to me at the right time, and we worked on different things. First it's just getting through, like, how do you get through the day? And then, was dealing more with the relationships that I needed to work on, and then working more deeply on my own things. It's been really, really beautiful. There are so many different kinds of modalities that you can look into. And, I would go on the internet and start Googling, how do I release my suppressed emotions? And in your city, I'm guarantee there's tons of workshops, there's books, there's videos, there's a lot of different ways that you can address it, and try them all. Try what feels right. Follow your intuition. That's one of the 9 key factors, and it applies in each one of these realms. So for me, breath work, I've done a ton of energy work with different energy healers that I've come in contact with, and I followed my gut when I felt that they were a good match for me. And they all look very different. Working with Reiki, lots of energetic things. I've done the EFT tapping, where you reprogram stories in your body. Let's see, I have done, I feel like I've done most everything out there. So many different things. I know people are doing lots of plant medicine, everything from ayahuasca, combo frog. I've done combo frog. I am looking to do ayahuasca in this next year. It just hasn't been the right time for me. And I think, talking to friends, getting a therapist, meditating, but really, there's also a really great podcast called The Healing Feeling Shit Show. And it is amazing, especially if you don't have access or can afford a therapist. This woman, Rachel, she is really amazing. And I love the format of this podcast. Again, it's called The Healing Feeling Shit Show. And she calls it emotional potty training. And she really helps you navigate walking through figuring out what your wounds are, your childhood wounds, bringing those up to the surface, and then dealing with them. She's got a great website with tons and tons and tons of resources. I'd say that's a really great place to start, is just navigating where you're coming from. So releasing suppressed emotions is a huge thing for me. I believe it's been probably one of the main parts of my healing journey, especially knowing that all the tumors were in my liver. It was telling me, you've got to work on these suppressed emotions, which, when most people would look at me and say, wow, you've had a great life, you always seem happy, all the pictures, all the family vacations and all these great things you did, and I was happy in a way, and deep down I wasn't. Actually, I was putting on a show and convincing myself that everything was okay, when it actually really wasn't. And now that I'm living in this best life, I can see that, and every day just gets better and better for me. So I highly recommend looking into ways that you can release your suppressed emotions. I will be following up with more videos following these 9 key factors that I have implemented into my cancer healing journey. And please leave a comment in the bottom if you have questions, or if you have ideas of videos you would like me to make, or you are curious about different parts of my healing journey. And please share and subscribe, and I will keep making more of these for all of you. Healing cancer has been one of the best things of my life. I feel just better than I've ever felt. So I want that for everybody. Please share as much as you can, and we can all do this together. So thank you so much, and tune in for next videos.